What's happening, you guys? Thanks for tuning in to the video today. I know the Canadiens, I said they were going to win last night against Toronto. I was wrong. I was completely wrong. It's preseason. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that they lost. Okay, we'll get more into the Rock impressions another time. But okay, listen, I got to show you guys one sequence that really got me excited and encouraged from last night's game specifically. And there was a few of them. Despite the loss, the Canadiens played a lot better game with a much better roster, of course. And take a look at this sequence from David Reinbacher, Alex Newhook, Cole Caulfield, and Nick Suzuki. Just look at this play. Oh my, look at that play. If Cole would have iced that goal, if he would have finished that goal off on that beautiful play, that was awesome. David Reinbacher reading the play, coming down low, not being afraid to go down deep and try to finish off that offensive play. We'll get back to David Reinbacher in a second, okay? Because there is no reason to be discouraged at this point in Habs training camp. Not for me. And I'm not doing that to be overly optimistic or just be that typical, Habs YouTuber, whatever, that's just going to pump their tires because there's nothing wrong with them and everything's great and the future's bright and it's going to be perfect and there's going to be no issues. No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I just wanted to say the last night's game, you guys saw Slavkovsky's breakaway. He tried the same breakaway move that he did when he scored in the shootout before the preseason game started. And it worked in the shootout or in the practice, whatever you want to call it, but it didn't work here in this game. Obviously, he was so close to tucking that goal in, and he would have had 2 goals in 3 games in the preseason. And like I said, the rebuild's over. But anyways, we could talk more about the game last night. I guess the biggest takeaways for me is that Alex Newhook looks good. I know that these guys haven't finished yet in the preseason. Some of them haven't scored. That's not the point. It's a preparation season. It's a preparation season. And that's why, again, regarding the entire training camp, this is training camp, not results camp, guys. So if you're hoping for results in the preseason and you're not getting the ones you want, it doesn't matter all that much. And by that, I mean, it doesn't matter. It's preseason. It don't matter. Okay, I'll calm down. All right. It's a one taker again today. So I'm just telling you guys the truth. Look at the positives. Look at the future. Be the kind of fan I want to be. Be the kind of fan I want to be. And that is realistic and fair, but optimistic and looking for the good that is there because there's a lot of it. There's a lot of it. All right. So let's talk about the cuts. All right. So we know the Canadiens have loaned Jacob Dobesh, goaltender, who had a pretty decent training camp. I got to see him play live once, and also including Riley Kidney, Sean Farrell, William Trudeau, all assigned to the Laval Rocket, while David Reinbacher has been loaned to HC Cloten in Switzerland. He's going back to continue his development plan as we kind of expected. And I got to tell you, he's going back at a time when he's leaving camp on a high to me. I think David Reinbacher's leaving rookie or training camp on a high here because he showed some of the most poise. He was one of the best. He was one of the best by far, probably, I would say, the best prospect at this training camp that I was most impressed by. Maybe Joshua Waugh for some of you guys, fair, but no. Overall, David Reinbacher stood out way more to me than Josh specifically, but I know they're different positions. I get all that, but David Reinbacher really stood out, making a lot of the little plays. Didn't necessarily score, but that's not the point. This is all about seeing the potential eventual ceiling of a player and how they handle pro hockey for the first time. David Reinbacher's 18 years old. He's going to be 19 soon, I know, but really encouraged by what I saw from him. Now he can just go back into the Swiss League and get those strong, good reps in for next season. By next camp, he's going to be looking good. And speaking of, let's go through the other cuts too. And Sean Farrell had an okay camp. Wasn't overly impressed. Riley Kidney had put some size on. He looked better than last year. William Trudeau, we've all been encouraged by his play. He's going to be with Laval. So these guys are going to be with Laval, Kidney, Farrell, Trudeau, and Dobesh specifically. And then the other cuts, we know that Lias Anderson and Philip I can't even say his name, probably Malay. I'm gonna have to work on that one. So be patient with me when I'm pronouncing game names, by the way. Okay, guys, be patient with me, especially on a one take video. They are on waivers for the purpose of loan to Laval, and the Canadiens also announced that Nicholas Baudin, Lucas Condata, keeper Stevens have cleared waivers and will report to the Laval Rocket. So I want to talk to you guys about Slavkovsky and Reinbacher specifically because you guys know that those 2 picks were the most shocking picks for whatever reason, maybe just because we don't have a long-term vision or we're not as good of scouts as we all think we are. But let's be encouraged by the fact that Juraj Slafkovsky and David Reinbacher are two of the best prospects at this training camp, probably the top two prospects for me. Slav's been getting more touches, more puck touches in the last several preseason games here. He's on the power play quite a bit. I like what I'm seeing from him. Yeah, he still makes mistakes here and there, but he's learning. He's trying to get better. He's blocking out the noise, as his buddy Philip Machar has told us. He's not letting the spotlight of being the first overall pick get to him. He's trying to get better, and that's his focus. He's not focusing on all the outside noise from all of us, which is good news for the Slavinator. Number 20 on my jersey, who I said we should pick the entire time. Going to be a running joke forever. But Slav and Reinbacher specifically, for them to have had the best training camps to me out of all the prospects, that's your two top 5 picks in the last 2 years. And that's important that they're living up to, or at least showing progress that they can still live up to where they were drafted. So that's what I'm encouraged by, to be honest with you. So as for the rest of the guys, Philip Machar is still at training camp. I'm liking Machar's camp a lot too. He's another first rounder, 26th overall, Slafkovsky's buddy. I really like Machar. You guys have known about that probably because, you know, there was a bit of a comparison or a ceiling to Thomas Plekanec and what Machar could become. Plecky was a fantastic Montreal Canadian, one of the best of all time, in my opinion, in this modern era anyway. And if Machar becomes half of that or more, that's pretty good. That's pretty darn good for a 26 overall pick. So I don't have a whole lot more to add to that other than the fact that, just a reminder that training camp is not results camp. It's training camp. It's called that for a reason, right? There's still some other prospects still at camp. We still got Owen Beck there as well. We've got other ones that I know I'm not naming off the top of my head, and that's okay. But guys, be encouraged. It's training camp. Habs are still following the plan, not as fast as we want to. The results haven't come in the preseason. Good news, guys. I went to the home opener against the Leafs last season. Yeah, we won. And we had a worse team last year than this year. Okay? I was at the home opener. What a game it was. Okay? Our boys are going to get the results when they matter. They may not make the playoffs this year, as we know, but let's be patient. Let's enjoy the process and keep it going. Stay encouraged, Habs fans. I'll see you guys soon. Go Habs, go. Cheers, guys.